Welcome back. One final point before we go tonight. It's almost unbelievable that we've even gotten to this point in our country where political narrative is driven purely by outrage and bitterness instead of by fact. President Trump fired his FBI Director James Comey, 109 days overdue, but liberals went wild. This is unprecedented, they claimed. Oh, this is the evidence we haven't been able to skull up about Donald Trump and any of our other fruitless investigations about women, about Russia, about tax returns. This is the story that will finally make all those deplorables call for Trump's resignation. Get this, liberals cry. Donald Trump had the audacity to fire a man who was not doing a good job. Cue the conspiracy theorists. What is Trump hiding, they wonder? Why would Trump meet with the Russian envoy the day after he fired the man who was in charge of investigating the bogus Russian collusion charges? Well, I'll tell you why, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist. James Comey wasn't doing a good job. He was doing a bad job. When you do a bad job, you should lose your job. The funny thing is, up until this moment, Democrats actually agreed that James Comey was a political hack. Their love-hate relationship with the former FBI director has more on-again, off-again episodes than Ross and Rachel. In July, they loved him. Comey gave Hillary just a slap on the wrist for breaking federal law and endangering our national security, but he wimped out in the end and refused to recommend she be prosecuted under the same law that sent a U.S. Navy sailor to prison. Democrats loved that. Big thumbs up from them to James Comey. James Comey gave the apology and admission of guilt Hillary Clinton could never bring herself to deliver. Then, right after Bill Clinton met with Loretta Lynch on that infamous tarmac in Arizona, right before the election to talk about their grandchildren, and James Comey reopened the investigation into Hillary, Democrats decried James Comey. He's a political hack, they said. Hillary Clinton herself blamed James Comey for costing her the election. Well, which is it? Is Comey a solid employee or a political hack? You can't have it both ways. Do you imagine for an instance that James Comey would have lasted a week under Hillary if Hillary had won that election? And unprecedented? Really? I don't think that word means what the Democrats think it means. And I know Democrats really don't like to read history, but this one isn't that difficult. 3 presidents ago, Bill Clinton fired his FBI Director William Sessions. That's hardly unprecedented. The crux of the matter is James Comey did a bad job. He compromised the FBI. He made an institution previously unpolitical, political. There is no conspiracy. There is no cover-up. Democrats simply lack the self-confidence to argue against Donald Trump's policies. So they cop out and pretend he's a giant criminal instead. Well, this time it doesn't add up. The investigation won't stop just because Comey was fired. But maybe the testimony we hear from the new leader will actually be the truth, unlike the sworn truth we heard from Director Comey that turned out to be false. James Comey did a bad job. He deserved to be fired 109 days ago. But I guess that's the difference between me and James Comey. Comey lays out a case and then wimps out. I lay out a case and then actually have the courage to call him out. And that's my final point tonight. You can reach me on Twitter at Liz_Wheeler. If you liked the show, please send me an email at oann.com/contact. In the meantime, catch us here tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. And until then, have a good night.